All right, thoughts are things. I've had a few videos on this. What does it mean? We're going to keep talking about it because everything that's being created in your reality and contributing to mine comes from the thoughts. The thoughts are generated from the beliefs. The beliefs for human beings is programmed. Most of it's programming. When I get a situation, how am I personally going to react to it? That's a thought. They manifest in your life. We're going to talk about this because if you get this under control, my friend, you can change anything. You ready? Let's do it. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Thoughts are things. We hear this over and over again. For hundreds of years, we've been taught this. Why aren't we using it? We're programmed, and the more we're programmed, the more that density, negativity, is prevalent, the more density wants to squash your unlimited powers because it's afraid of change. It's afraid of that power. And if you go and do something amazing, then this dense person that's ruled by the ego and cares about that doesn't like it because it's a reminder that they're not being amazing, right? Don't go do that. And deep down somebody's thinking, yeah, because if you succeed, pressure's on me. Right? And like attracts like. And this is why a lot of people are getting out of relationships, getting out of friendships, not because those people are bad, but maybe they're stuck in negativity. Maybe they're picking on you. They're finding fault in things. And what are you going to do with that? Sometimes you have to walk away from it because if they are not starting to see the beauty in you and life and the experiences together, and I'm not saying you have to approve of everything, then they are staying in a dense place that's still programmed, and those thoughts become things. That environment becomes sometimes toxic or just not very encouraging or positive. And so you could be around these people and you're thinking, you know what, I just don't have any interest in these discussions anymore, or I don't have interest in this job that I was so excited because it was making money, but I really care about what I do for a living. You guys know I have a huge emphasis on that. Money, relationships, everything in your life counts. And so we separate everything out. Spirituality, money is evil, more bull crap programming. Your spiritual butt kicked today. Thoughts are things. So if you agree to those thoughts, you're totally 100% responsible for the results of them. The universe judges nothing. It just produces the directives that you give it. Why aren't I getting the things that I desire? I'm putting those thoughts out there, yes, but your majority of your thoughts are canceling that out. And most of the time, when you're asking for things, you think you're asking some outside source that's going to grant something to you, and you're still behaving like the negative or self-limiting or self-deprecating person that has lived in that situation that you want to get out of, and you haven't changed any of that because those thoughts are still the same and they are still generating those directives. I'm broke. I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not tall enough. Blah, blah, blah. Somebody else had an advantage. My parents abused me. Yeah, that's a tough one. You know, it really is. But I know people who have used that to become amazing. And if they hadn't had those situations, probably wouldn't have done anywhere near what they accomplished. They used it in a positive way. The thought behind it was different than the person who's a victim and limited. And that's what humans do. We limit ourselves. We feel like there's an outside source. Poor little me. Oh, I'm unlimited except for that. You either are or you aren't. You can't be sort of pregnant, all right? Faith is faith. You can't have it some of the time. And the one does everything. So you can't say, well, the one does all these amazing things, but who's doing this other stuff over here? The one. Not the two, not the three. There's one. And all those things, including the trilogy, the three come from the one. Right? We know this. When does it sink in, McFly, that you hold the power with this thought? Not in the brain, but the mind, because the mind is the energy field. So all these experiences that you've had, all these things that you chose, okay, you don't have to believe that. You know, if you want to be a victim, that's your thought. You can stay there. I'm helpless. I didn't choose it. Children, you know that those children out there, they're the same light beings that we are. They're just in a different body. That's all. They're innocent. They're coming into this horrific place by choice. So we have the choice also to change what happens to them. And they are a shining opportunity to do that, yet we just shut your pie hole. All right? Are you ready? Are you ready to switch your thought? If you're in my Miracle Circle monthly membership, we are training our minds, which rewires our brains, to start triggering different things to say, wait a minute, that is just made up crap. Because I know that we were taught things in school that aren't even true now. But in school, this is history of the United States. If you ever wrote, in my era, history of the United States, Columbus didn't discover the United States. There's so many things we're told. And, you know, it costs money to change those books. So let's just keep that story going. It's just all a load of hooey. I'm sorry, but there are no limits. There's no limits to the universe. We did agree to come to a very dense place to play out roles. That you will not get out of. Even if you take a quick exit, you don't want to miss this opportunity. You're going to look back and realize how amazing this is, because it's tough, man. It is a toughie. But wow, the rewards are huge. You can accelerate your spiritual evolution by dropping the fear, dropping the negativity, dropping the judgment. No more negativity. You don't like something, shut your pie hole. Yeah, all right? We're going to snap out of it. What are you going to do? Because that thought is a thing. If you want to know what you're thinking, I want you to look at your situation right now and ask yourself, what's happening right now? I never get this. I never get that. How come I never get? I always think this. I always give. And I'm like, look at your material world, because the quantum field is bringing that probability into, from a wave to a particle. It's really not actually that simple, but we're going to simplify it. A probability, I'm focusing, it's showing up. Because now you're entangled with everything that's on that frequency within that focus of what it is you desire. So that right person will call you, and all of a sudden a job opportunity comes up for you because you're entangled with that. Because you're consistently entangled. So if you're entangled with that and the thought is, I can't have it, then you're going, I'm thinking about this, but I can't have it, can't have it. Okay, you can't have it. So I'm never getting it. Well, you're thinking you can't. I can't have it. I'm not good enough. Other people get things like that. Somebody had an advantage. Oh, come on, give me a break. You have the power of the universe flowing through you, and I mean that. I don't mean you, the person. We are one thing. You're an expression of that. That's it. What are you going to do with it? Wow. Anything. You could be the story of a lifetime. Stay-at-home mom, in abusive relationship, no education, becomes best-selling writer, speech giver lecture across the globe, encouraging other moms, get out of your rut, wake up. It works that way. You know, Eckhart Tolle was a homeless man. Now all of a sudden he's a spiritual guru. All of a sudden, he was in ecstasy, roaming, living on park benches for 2 years. No, he was a homeless man. Homeless. All right? He lived in some crappy little place, boarding house, had to share a bathroom and stand in line to take a poo. All right? That's not a good way to live. This is a well-educated man, very smart man, who came from a very abusive family, by the way, his entire life. He said when he was a very young boy, he had thoughts of killing himself. So I think he was up on a building somewhere, and his thoughts are like jumping. Well, so you're going to tell me your parents are abusive? Look at what he did. Amazing things. It was not an easy trip, but he did it. He shifted that thought. He let go. He let go of everything. Let go of the stories, the abuse, poor me, I'm miserable. And he just said, I'm done. Jesus, take the wheel. If you're in the South, you know what that means. All right? I'm done. I'm not in control anymore. I never really was. I'm just manifesting stupid stuff. And now I realized I don't have to live that anymore. Right? What are you going to do? Take hands off the wheel. Because the universe will send you amazing things when you say, I'm just going to allow it to flow. Not go into negative space, take the wheel and let's drive off the cliff. You don't want to do that. So then you go into a space of, what would I really want in my life? How do I really want to live? How do I feel about my work and my, how I earn, my relationship, how I'm treating my family, my kids? How do I feel about that? Have I been nice? Is it time to sit down and say, you know what? I need to give you more love. I need to spend more time with you. Is it time to call up some people and let them know you love them? That's all you need to say. They're gonna call the police. I think they're getting ready to kill themselves. Nope, I just want to let you know I love you. See, we've got the alarm. That is the universe saying, yee, we agree. Universe just says, your wish is my command. It's that simple. Don't overcomplicate this. There's nothing out there deciding whether you get it or not. You're the what's out there. You're the what's out there. That's it. There's no line. Law of attraction. No. I think it, I believe it, boom. And it may not show up in the exact format because if you leave yourself open, things will show up in different ways you can't possibly imagine because our pea brains can't go into that space of just how amazing these manifestations could be. I never thought I'd have a movie, but when I wrote that book, I did. I saw it so clearly. Nobody could tell me anything different. So you have to be in that zone. So if somebody could tell you something different and it shakes your faith, ask yourself why. Who the heck are they? When somebody tells me something negative, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to listen to you? What are you doing? Obviously, not a lot of high-level, high-frequency stuff, because you would never talk to anybody negative. So I bless those people more so than anybody else because they're the ones that are in such a deep, dark, dense place they don't even hear themselves attacking another part of themselves. And so what do you give? You're receiving it now. It's not, I give it and it'll show up. No, that's just our linear timeline on the planet. It's happening right now. You have a thought, it's happening right now. 3 seconds to manifest anything. Ooh, boom, I better switch over to good thought. Even if you don't believe it, condition yourself to be on the positive thought. And eventually, you're just going to see the positive thought. Sometimes you have to play little games with your little pea brain, right? By the way, we all have a pea brain. The mind and what you are is expansive, endless. Why don't you come over to the monthly Miracle Circle? It is super cheap. It's less than a cheap meal. Whole month, we're doing the Master Key System. So what does that do? You have to be the consciousness of that which you desire. Any other thoughts are undoing your, let's just say, your directives to get there. So if you're on your way to New York, and then you're going, Chicago, Boston, hello? It's that simple. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay. And you're going to be flying all over the place, burning up a lot of fuel. Are you getting this? I know you get it, but you're not doing it. No one is completely doing it because guess what? We're human beings. We still have all these collective thoughts in there. Guess what? You're going to have the thoughts. Observe them. You don't have to react to them anymore. And I give you exercises in the Master Key System training. I actually give you practices my own, and I take you through the whole thing, and I just say, okay, how do we apply that? Because you can read these books all day. Oh, yes, oh. And then you put it down after a couple weeks and you're back to the old crap. Mommy and Daddy didn't love me. I'm not smart enough. You chose everything and you can change anything right now. All right, thoughts are things. Law of attraction doesn't work if you're thinking it's a thing out there you have to attract. You don't. You just shift into it. It just becomes your reality. You don't have to, oh, I'm this, and there's something separate. I will bring it to me. I'm going to keep acting and behaving like they are there and thinking like this, but it'll come and change all that. No, this changes that. This changes that. You're amazing. When are you going to recognize that? Get this other crap out of your head, please. It's affecting my collective space with you. And we must all raise our frequency in order to accomplish that goal. If you want to, you may be addicted to the negativity. A lot of people are. They love the negative stuff. Okay, cool. Explore it. Explore it. But leave everybody else alone and go off into your own little negative space and figure that out until you get tired of it. And then you can come join everybody else in the penthouse drinking champagne, because I don't want to go to this stinking basement anymore. It's dark down there, it's musty, and everybody's running into each other and arguing. There's no arguing in the New Earth. There's no arguing in the Great Awakening, the Golden Era. There's no arguing. There's no having to be right. There's no illness. There's no nothing. We don't even have to eat. We probably don't even have to eat right now. A lot of things happening. We're going to talk more and more about this. Come on over to the Miracle Circle at landriaonkka.com is my spiritual site. landriaonkka.net is where we train people how to create online businesses. And I have a new company I'm launching in April of 2021 called Digital Explorers. And guess what? We're creating spiritually conscious businesses. It's focused on that first and then everything else second. It's not this whole tech, make money, and then you're like, why am I not enjoying this? Because you're not doing what you love or feel passionate about. You know what? There's stuff we all have to do that's not so much fun. But when you're going after something that's purposeful and amazing and positive, you won't quit. You won't quit. And that's the key to everything in life. No matter what happens in my day, and sometimes I'm working 12, 14 hours a day, putting content out. I love what I do, but there's times when I think, geez, it'd be so easy to just walk away and sit on a beach somewhere, serve cocktails in a tiki hut. I make a good cocktail. I make a really good cactus juice. There's tequila in that. A spiritual person is having tequila? Yeah, get over it. I'm a human being. I'm celebrating my life. Are you ready to celebrate yours? You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. What's going on? The subscribers are all over the place. Loving, harmonious, happy blessings to you, my friend. Unconditional love to you. Namaste.